Well, hey guys, and welcome to another video today. Hope you're doing really well. This video is just going to be a little bit of a short video, but something I wanted to do as a brand new feature for the channel. What I thought might be helpful for some of you that are selling on Amazon is to do a regular update with some of the recent features that Amazon have released. You know, you might be subscribed to some software or have used some software in the past that maybe sends out some updates, maybe monthly, quarterly feature rollouts, and they kind of update you with what's going on. If you've got an iPhone, you know, you'll get the new software every now and then, and Apple will kind of tell you this is what's updated, this is what's updated, and kind of give you a run through of everything updated. And I thought, you know, what might be helpful, given that Amazon is always changing and the platform, whether it be PPC, whether it be the website, whether it be the way product pages look, you know, there are always updates going on. Amazon are always testing things. And what's so important for us as Amazon sellers, if we're going to be successful in this game, is that we got to stay ahead of the curve, right? We've got to know what's going on in our marketplace. And for many of you like me, Amazon would be a massive part of our revenue. And so, yeah, it's really good just to stay on top of things, see what's happening, see what's going on. So what I'm going to do is a regular, hopefully monthly, there should be enough updates to do a monthly feature rollout for Amazon FBA. But it certainly will be a regular thing that I keep up to date. So if you do notice any features that aren't featured on here, anything that gets updated that's new, make sure you do let me know down in the comments below, or shoot me an email. Let me know about what feature that is that's been updated by Amazon, that's been introduced by Amazon, and I'll make sure it gets included in the next feature rollout. And I'll also make sure that you get a shout out for finding that new and updated feature. So hopefully this becomes like a monthly thing that you might look forward to, that's helpful and that you enjoy. And so, yeah, here we go. We're going to do October's Amazon FBA UK feature rollout. Let's get into it. All right, we are going to look at a few different aspects in this feature rollout. This will cover some of the stuff that has been out there for a few months now, but obviously this is the first one I've done of these. But in future, we'll try and keep it like super up to date, super cutting edge, just stuff in the latest month or so. Three categories we're going to look at real quick fire. First one is PPC. Let's take a look at some of the updates in recent months for PPC. All right, so many of you by now, I'm sure, would have seen the ability to change your where your ad is actually placed within automatic campaigns. So this is automatic targeted campaigns over manual campaigns, and you've now got the ability to adjust your bid for where you want your ad to show. So, you know, you've got top of search, product pages, and rest of search. Viral Launch recently put out a bit of a hack where you can kind of, you know, increase this up to sort of 900%. So you'd set your default bid really low, set this to 900%, and then, you know, your ads would really only ever show up at the top of search, you know, the top of the first page of search, and you know, which is much better for click-through rate, which is, as you can see here from one of our campaigns, this is 2.48% click-through rate at the top of first page, but the click-through rate is pretty below average in the other areas, which is relatively normal, especially on product pages, because you're going to get, you know, like 50 different sort of sponsored products coming up, and you know, hardly ever going to get a click. So that's pretty normal, but so that was their sort of way of, you know, really getting as much click-through rate on your ads as possible. It does have a, you know, potentially have a couple of flaws in it, but you know, it's worth a little bit of a try. But that is a relatively sort of old update now. And then of course you've also got dynamic bids. You can change those if you come over to campaign settings, and you can change it in here. You can change your dynamic bids down only, up and down, or fixed bids. I recommend only ever using fixed bids or dynamic bids down only. Dynamic bids up and down kind of gives Amazon too much control. The way I structure and the way I teach PPC is to give you a lot of control, the way you structure your campaigns, the way you you know, use a keyword funnel, the way you do you know, several different sort of procedures like that, really give you the control, and always puts you in the place where you can analyze the data and make some really solid decisions. So if you give Amazon back a whole bunch of control, it really makes it you know, not worthwhile. So I only ever recommend either fixed bids or dynamic bids down only, and so that's a relatively new update, maybe sort of 5 or 6 months ago. It just gives you a little bit more flexibility. Amazon will lower your bid on the dynamic bids down only when your ad may be less likely to convert to a sale. So you still are putting you know, a fair amount of trust in the Amazon algorithm, but obviously it's a pretty sophisticated algorithm, so you know, it may save you a little bit more money. As I always say with anything like this, it's definitely worth testing at the very least. And then you can adjust your bids by placement on this page too. So again, this is something you can play around with, you can test just to see if it does improve the performance of your campaigns. So those are some older updates with auto campaigns, but what are the really more exciting updates with the auto campaigns are some of the newer updates. Specifically, when you come to actually create a new campaign, I've come here to create a new automatic campaign. And when it comes down to the targeting here, you've got your default bid, but there's this amazing new badge here and this option, which I think is going to be really powerful. It's only shown up in the last sort of month or two. I think around 4 to 6 weeks ago. And, it gives you the ability to actually target groups based on the type of match. So with automatic targeting, as you will probably know, you are giving Amazon the ability to be able to show your ads for anything they deem relevant. And the relevancy that Amazon deem is based on your listing. Okay, so the keywords within your listing. And so this actually though gives you a whole bunch more control, because you can set a low bid for things that your default bid can be low for things that you don't really care too much about, and then you can increase the bid for things you do, right? So the whole idea is that Amazon are actually giving you the opportunity to make those automatic campaigns more optimized. In the past, it was a case that the only thing you could really do with automatic campaigns was you threw them up, and then after a couple of weeks, you could begin to add negative keywords, and that would start to optimize your campaigns. But actually now, Amazon are giving you the ability to be able to potentially optimize up front. So you've got close match, obviously, which is a closer match. It gives you some examples here. We'll show your ad to shoppers who use search terms closely related to your products. If your product is Doppler 400 count cotton sheets, will show an ad when shoppers use search terms like cotton sheets and 400 count sheets, right? So those are pretty close search terms to your product, and that's what Amazon's saying this is the type of match. And you can even turn these off if you really wanted to just take out, I don't recommend taking out close match, but if you wanted to take out loose match, for instance, and Amazon obviously want you to lower your bid instead of turn it off, because this gives them free rein to spend your money. But I wouldn't necessarily say either turn it off, because I think you can find some great stuff in loose match. You can sort of really mine for some keywords there, but it is worth considering just adjusting this bid structure a little bit. With your automatic campaigns, I would definitely give more priority to close match as opposed to loose match, but don't discount loose match completely. So these first two, close match and loose match, they're to do with keywords. And then these second two, substitutes and complements, these are to do with products, right? So substitutes is products that are similar to yours. Amazon will actually show your ad on products that are similar. Complements is they'll show your ad on products that are related, right? So I think the example here, is cotton sheets and feather pillows. So, if you're selling a bed sheet, then they might show it on a pillow page. So you can set those, obviously, again, have a test with those, and then you can obviously review the data within Campaign Manager, make adjustments as you go. If one is performing better than the other, then you can increase your bid and decrease your bid. And I'm really excited about this because it gives you a lot more control with your automatic campaigns. Automatic campaigns are never going to build your business in a massive way, but they do have their functionality. They do have their purpose within your overarching PPC strategy. So yeah, really, really good. I'm also hearing rumors, right? I've checked it on both accounts that we've got, and I've checked it on UK, Europe, and also USA PPC. It's not showing within the accounts that we've got at the moment, but there is apparently rumors of being able to actually negatively put in negative keywords or negative product targeting for, when your automatic campaign, you get a whole load of ASINs that will show up in your search term report, and some of them are highly irrelevant and are spending loads of money. Before, there was never really anything you could do about that, but now actually it sounds like Amazon either are just rolling this out as a beta or a beta, or are doing something in the behind the scenes that's actually going to make this open to everyone, and you'll be able to negatively add negative product targeting to your campaigns, which will stop all that spend on those irrelevant ASINs, which will be long overdue and super amazing when that happens. So those are some of the PPC updates specifically around automatic campaigns. And as you know, and as you can see, Amazon are really putting a lot of work into PPC, doing a lot of work to make PPC more user-friendly, more accurate, more effective, because they realize, we as sellers need to realize that mastering PPC really is fundamental to the success of e-commerce sellers. So those are some changes with PPC, and now let's see what's up next. All right, next update is the early reviewer program. Again, this is not like crazy new, but in the last sort of 2 to 3 months, maybe a little bit longer than that, Amazon have actually introduced the early reviewer program to the UK. Previously, it was only available to the US, but it now is available in the UK. Unfortunately, at this stage, it's not in Europe. It's only available now in the UK, but I imagine they will roll it out to Europe soon enough. And you know where you're going to find out if they do? Right here on the Amazon FBA feature rollout. But in the UK, what you can do is you can pay £60. It's like they say plus additional fees. So if you're not VAT registered, they will charge you VAT. And then what Amazon do, get this, they will actually go out and they will incentivize people to leave you a review. I know, ironic, right? That's what they tell you not to do, but they will go out and offer £3 Amazon vouchers for people to leave a review. There are a few conditions. It's worth checking the FAQ page. Like they say that if your product dips below £15, they might stop running it for you. So double check the terms and conditions on that, because your product will need to be over £15, and they will basically, they'll charge you £60 as soon as they get the first review, and then they will keep chasing people until they get a maximum of 5 reviews. Worth noting, the reviews, they can be anything. They can be 1 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, so you don't have any control over that. You can't manipulate that in any way. It's just a genuine way of getting more reviews. People are going to be more likely to leave a review because they're getting rewarded for it, and you know, it's up to you what you think about it, but the psychology side of it suggests that if they're getting incentivized for it, well, maybe they'll leave a more positive review. I don't know. I've not done studies into that, but that may be something to consider. But just beware that, you know, it's not guaranteed 5-star reviews. It could be any star level of reviews. So that's the early reviewer program, which is really good. If you know, I think it's a really good thing to be able to utilize in the UK. Whatever your review generating strategy is when you launch, I'm a real, I'm someone that really vouches for the longevity of running an Amazon business. Try to avoid black hat stuff as much as you can, because you want this to be a business that lasts, that has longevity. So the early reviewer program should really help you do that. And again, if you're worried about getting bad reviews, what it really comes back to is the quality of your product. The foundation of success in this business is having a really good product. And if you don't have a really good product, don't worry about the early reviewer program. Worry about your product, because that's what's going to cause your business to not grow where you want it to grow, not some Amazon early reviewer program, right? Right, rant over. And the third one and the final update for October's feature rollout is the transparency program. Now, this is really new. Only just seen this in the last few days, and potentially really exciting on the subject of hijackers, and brand control, and the ability to be able to have more control over your listing. So let's take a look at what the transparency program is and how you might want to use it. So you can check more information out about this by coming to brandservices.amazon.co.uk/transparency. And the transparency program was really initiated by Amazon because they were worried about how much there was going on with counterfeit products and hijackers, so on and so forth. They obviously have been slow to react to this growing issue, but it's something that they recognize can harm their platform, so are trying to do what they can about it. And so it kind of goes through. I won't obviously literally read all this for you, but the transparency program is aimed at protecting you against this kind of stuff. The downside of what you have to do to it is you have to apply, as you'll see over here, you have to apply a unique transparency code on every single unit you manufacture. So we haven't personally tried this yet, and so I would be interested to hear from some of you if you are using transparency on your products, whether that's in the UK or the US. Yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback, love to hear your thoughts. How's it going? We haven't really had any major issues with hijackers or counterfeit products yet, touch wood, but we are, I'm sure it's something that we want to look at to protect ourselves moving forward as the business continues to grow. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts, how transparency is going, but it's a really positive move for Amazon sellers in the UK. Traditionally, Amazon FBA UK is sort of, the features that are rolled out are generally behind the US, and it's good to see that transparency has been rolled out pretty quickly after it was rolled out in the US. So I'd love to hear from you, your experiences with transparency, how that's going. Also, if there are any other features that maybe I've missed that I haven't seen or haven't discovered yet, please do let me know. Like I said at the beginning of the video, if you let me know, one of the new features, and we feature it in this monthly roll-up, and you want to shout out, just let me know. We can give you a shout out, and I'd love to make this sort of part of our community and part of keeping us all up to date with the latest and greatest features and tactics that are coming out on Amazon. If you want any more help from me, I've got a bunch of free training, free resources on PPC, on selling on Amazon, all that kind of beautiful stuff. You can check it out just over to the side here. And don't forget to subscribe with notifications on if you've enjoyed the content, because I've got plenty more like this coming your way. And I will see you in the next video real soon.